Monday, and already on a Monday, we're starting off the week with a crazy person doing what crazy people do, which is what? Blow up a freaking school in Iran. Hello and welcome to my live. Once again, we're debating the topic of our least favorite world leader, which is Donald J. Trump. And as of Monday, March 2nd, we are now at war with Iran. And what started the war? Trump started the war. He decided that he was going to bomb a school full of children, full of girls in Iran, and then Iran retaliated, and they bombed some properties in Israel where United States soldiers were, some Trump properties. So they're not only targeting, they're targeting specifically Trump, I guess. And unfortunately, our United States service member got killed because Trump decided to start a war. Crazy. I remember him specifically saying, I think it was 2012, 2013, that starting a war with Iran clearly indicates that a president is incapable of negotiations and he shouldn't be doing his job. So I guess that little soundbite that he put out there for Obama is coming back to bite him right in the ass. So yeah. He did overstep his authority. I believe that 100%. I think. See, living about 30 minutes from Mar-a-Lago, it makes you a little anxious here, right? Because there's probably Iranian sleeper cells around here. They're just waiting. They're just waiting to blow shit up, and unfortunately, we're gonna see casualties. And somebody like me, who works in the hospital, who's on the mass casualty response team. One of the nuclear proportions, I do not want to be involved in this bullshit, right? Because Trump is now playing with everybody's lives, right? Now he was playing with somebody else's lives. Now he's playing with everybody's lives, because Iran's not gonna sit quiet. You think they're gonna sit quiet? And look what happened in India, in Pakistan. Look at all these places where we have embassies and all these protests. And If we were hated yesterday or day before yesterday, now we are despised as a nation. We're despised as a nation. Do you support America and Trump to Iran? I don't know what that means. Hello. We gotta be more clear with your questions. And hi, Arbery. I'm gonna say hi, Arbery. All right. Yeah. So if you're paying attention to any of the news, we are now seeing casualties. And Trump said we're going to see more casualties, which means they only released the information on 3 killed soldiers, but I'm sure there's going to be more in the coming hours or days or whatever. I haven't heard the news since yesterday morning or since yesterday late night because I was at work all day. But this is it's becoming, I can't wait for this man's obituary. Let's put it that way. I don't wish anybody dead. Some obituaries are much more fun to read than others. So, yeah. So we're gonna have, no doubt, full-blown war with Iran because Netanyahu keeps saying that Iran is gonna develop nuclear weapons tomorrow. And he's been saying that for the last 30 years. So our convicted convict of a president is taking advice from a genocidal fuck, Netanyahu, and we're at war with Iran, who is not a little country, and it's not a country that has a little tiny military. If you remember from the 90s, from 80s and 90s, and I remember from 90s, I was a teen in the 90s, they would show some of the military from Iran back then, and they were a formidable force, right? Unless all those reports were a lie, right? That was a lie propagated by the Netanyahu regime or Barak regime back then, Ehud Barak, and just kept telling us that there's 1 million soldiers waiting on standby to kill everybody. So, but if there is, they're going to be activated now, and now we're going to have a war. Just because Trump decided to bomb a school full of girls. Fucking, how more despicable can you be? And I imagine these Iranian cells, all they have to do is just bomb our schools and kill our kids. And you don't think that's going to happen? If you don't think that they're capable of this, then you're delusional. And if you think we're doing this to save American lives, this whole Iranian affair, bullshit. We're not doing this to save American. Iran is so far away, they would have to have intercontinental ballistic missiles to even try to target us. There's only one person that's convinced that idiot Trump to attack Iran, and that was Netanyahu. A war criminal. Hopefully one that's going to be captured soon by the ICC and tried for his crimes. Israel is hiding all the secrets that Jeffrey Epstein has collected over the years and gave them through Ehud Barak. And here we are. Israel is blackmailing people right and left, and that's why they're untouchable. Because how would a country of 6 million people, surrounded by 1 billion people who don't like them, how would they survive? The only way to survive is to spread propaganda around the world and blackmail people. It's the only way. I'm not calling for anything to happen to Israel. All I'm saying is that we need to stop. Americans need to stop electing people who are being sponsored by AIPAC, electing people who have their allegiance to Israel first, like that Rand Fine asshole here from Florida. His first number one foremost country that he loves more than anybody else is Israel, but yet he's representing Florida in Congress. That should be just stopped. Like, anyone who's got a dual citizenship should not be allowed to even run for Congress. There's no business. Your allegiance is to the United States, America first, right? Then resign your other citizenship. So Randy Fine, the citizen of the United States and Israel, needs to either quit United States or he needs to quit Israel. One of the two. Those are the choices. And now the UN Secretary, UN Council has also declared Trump to be some kind of warmongering asshole. I hate it. Who the fuck voted for this guy? If you voted for Trump, why the fuck did you vote for this? Sorry, my anxiety is a little high today. And let's see, what do we got our poll? 21. So let's see, 52, 48. So let's say 50-50 split. So half the people here are voting, they're voting that Trump had authority to go and bomb Israel. Or I'm sorry, bomb Iran. On what authority? So 50% of people that answer this poll, they feel that it's okay go bomb a school full of kids. Right? That's what you're saying. Not only heartless, but illiterate. Unbelievable. Yep, just waiting for Iran to strike back here on United States territory, here on our soil, because no doubt they will. And we're going to be in a full-blown war because of Orange Clown, Mr. Poopy Pants. God. Now I get that the Iran is ran by religious extremists. I get that. And the whole premise here is that Iran's supposed to have nuclear capabilities. Now, Korea does, right? Maybe. I know China does for sure. Why aren't we attacking China? Russians have capabilities. They actually have nuclear bombs, right? India has a nuclear bomb. Pakistan does, too. Why are we not taking out those countries, huh? Why are we going after Iran? Oh, I know why. Because Iran doesn't like Israel. Israel doesn't like Iran. And Trump has to listen to Netanyahu, his boss. Because all the files that are stored in Israel somewhere, all these files are telling us that Jeffrey Epstein basically created a big database of blackmail files against world leaders, including Trump, when he was just nobody, when he was just a businessman, because he was his best friend. And now Israel is using that against Trump. I'm convinced. I'm 100% convinced that's what they're doing. And same thing with Russians, right? Epstein was tied into Putin. If you look through the DOJ website, all the emails released, Jeffrey Epstein and Putin had a connection. Donald Trump and Putin has a connection. Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein have a connection. So guess what? That stands to reason. The world, right? Whether they're popular this way or that way, they're popular. And they run in the same circles. Or some of them run in the same circles. So we're stuck with someone who's completely unqualified to be a president and give orders to bomb schools. It's like living with Hitler. I'm sure that half the Germans didn't appreciate Hitler. Probably more than half. But he rose to power and he convinced a bunch of idiots to follow him. He convinced a bunch of idiots in the very similar circumstances, right? Germany came out of World War I completely destroyed and with no resources. And inflation in Germany was going through the roof. So Hitler convinced Germans that when he comes into power, he's going to restore the Third Reich, the greatness. And he did. He did. Except that the model that he used is the same model as Donald Trump is using, meaning that you can produce all the freaking tanks and bombs and airplanes in the world, but if you do not use them, they become useless and obsolescent. And not only that, you just basically are maintaining and keeping them up. So if you're not using them for anything good, that's all the money that's invested that goes to trash. It doesn't do any good. And so, same thing. Our economy wasn't doing so hot, right? Trump has basically put the economy in the toilet just recently with all the tariffs. this whole scandal with Jeffrey Epstein and all the files and his name appearing so many times that he should be testifying in Congress. So what does he do? First thing he does, like, he declassifies some UFO files. Like, the fuck give a shit about UFO? And then what? That didn't work, right? It was one day of it's some idiot declassified UFO files, so now we should forget about the Epstein files. Nope. The next day ends up, not next day, but next week he ends up bombing Iran. He ends up bombing a school, and then Iran, of course, retaliated, hit a target in Israel, target that was a property of Donald Trump, and property where apparently soldiers were being housed, or they were staying at, and 3 killed, 14 or something like that end up going to the hospital. And so now we're in the middle of a war, because war is going to hide Epstein files, right? That's what's going to do, right? Well, I mean, since most of the Epstein files, the ones that we don't even have access to, are in Israel, you want to get rid of the Epstein files? Well, get rid of Israel, and you get rid of all the Epstein files. That's the thinking you have, right? I don't advocate for that. I advocate for peace. That's why it's making me mad, because you have one freaking serial killer, genocidal fuck, telling another dumb idiot to go attack a country that's been preparing for a nuclear war for 30 years, and tomorrow they're going to have nuclear capabilities. Just like when we lied about Iraq, we went to war in Iraq. Yeah, same thing. But whatever, right? Whatever. MAGA's going to be praising this guy for committing murder. That's just disgusting. Like I said, the only hope I have is, the only thing I don't want happen is I don't want Iran sleeper cells to start blowing shit up in the United States. Particularly, I don't want any of that happening here around in Palm Beach County, where I live, where Mar-a-Lago is, right? That Orange Clown lives about 30 minutes from here, from where I am, and I don't want that happening here, because that's what's going to happen. And then casualties, and then all these people coming to hospital, and I have enough work at the hospital without needing terror attacks. Like, forgot already what happened with 9/11. Anyway, I'm going to hang up. I'm going to go. You guys have a great day. Thank you for listening. My rant is just a very crazy day. And bye.